Richard Prosser.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I'm pleased to rise on behalf of New Zealand First to take a short call to speak to this Committee of the Whole House as we debate the Summary Offences Possession of High-Powered Laser Pointers Amendment Bill. New Zealand First has supported this bill from the outset and we continue to do so. Mr Chairman, this is, as I have mentioned in earlier stages of this debate, this is a fine private member's bill from a fine member, and it will be a fitting legacy for Dr Calder as he departs this House at the election and strides out in search of pastures new and, one would hope, in some ways greener. Members will appreciate that time is against us. There is nothing Freudian in that. Members will appreciate that time is against us as the election approaches, looming, one might say, like a colossus on the horizon, dominating the attention of members and hopefuls alike, not least because of the not inconsiderable degree of overlap between those two categories. That being the case, Mr Chairman, I do not intend to consume too much of the remainder of the 50th Parliament in arguing the self-evident merits of a bill which we are happy to support into law. Its passing is of greater import, and I do not believe that delay for its own sake is warranted. Other members who are also in support will agree, I'm sure. However, there are two aspects of the bill on which I wish to make very brief comment. The first is the definition of a handheld laser and the recommendation by the Transport and Industrial Relations Select Committee that this be changed, along with the name of the bill, to that of a high-power laser pointer, which will bring the bill into line with other legislation, such as the Health High-Power Laser Pointers Regulations 2013 and the Customs Import Prohibition High-Power Laser Pointers Order 2013. This makes a distinction, Mr Chairman, and it is an important one because the definition limits the power output of permissible laser pointers to less than 1 milliwatt, but also specifies that such pointers be designed or intended to be operated while held in the hand. Mr Chairman, if this distinction were not made, the prohibition could well be made to apply to certain laser devices with a power output greater than 1 milliwatt, but which are not designed to be operated while held in one hand, including certain laser sighting devices fitted to certain firearms and perhaps even including one or more of such devices owned by myself. I am most satisfied, therefore, Mr Chairman, by the distinction so made, and very pleased to report that the New Zealand First Party is also most satisfied and is pleased to be able to support the committee's recommendation. The second, Mr Chairman, is the commencement date for the bill, which, as I have alluded to earlier, we do not agree with.
No. We're on Clause 1. We don't talk about the commencement. That's in Clause 2. When we're doing clause by clause, we can only talk about what's in the clauses. It's not a bill that we are coming back to the clauses, what we do when we're doing part by part. When we're doing a clause by clause debate, we only talk about the clause, nothing else. So we're on the title. So, Richard Prosser.
Thank you, Mr Chair. That being the case, I will wrap up what was going to be a fairly short speech anyway by reassuring the Minister that laser pointers, as used by motivational speakers and others such as lecturers, usually have a power output of around about 0.05 of a milliwatt. So they fall well into that category of under the 1 milliwatt, and neither the Minister nor the sponsor of the bill has any concern, any cause to be concerned. So on that note, thank you, Mr Chair. We support this bill.
I'm going to call David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I'm pleased to take a short call on